Greetings, I'm Congressman Bruce Westerman from Arkansas's 4th District. Growing up in the 1980s, I was captivated by the simple stories that President Ronald Reagan would use to illustrate national political life. One of those stories that has recently come to mind is the one where he talked about the Republican candidate that went to a farm to give a speech, and the only platform to give the speech from was a manure pile. After giving the speech, he climbed down and someone came up to him and said, "That's the first time I've ever heard a Republican speak." The Republican looked at him and said, "Well, that's the first time I've ever given a speech from a Democratic platform." I feel like there's a lot of things that have changed in the world since Ronald Reagan, but the Democratic platform is not one of those things. It could still best be described as a heap of manure. As the only forester in Congress, I know a little bit about forestry, and I know that the path that we're on is not a sustainable path. I know that if we really care about the environment, we would practice real conservation. We would be good stewards of what we have, and we would work to leave the planet in a better shape than what we found it. We should be focusing on energy that's reliable, that's low cost, and that's clean. We've got to put American innovation into place so that countries around the world will copy our technology. Right now, while there's being terrible policies pushed that would do harm to America, countries like China are building more coal-fired plants. Last year, China built 38 gigawatts of coal power plants. That's one large coal plant every week. They're building those plants so they can have the electricity to do the manufacturing to make the stuff to ship to America. We've got this backwards. We should be putting America first. We should be putting American workers first, and we should be developing our natural resources. We can do it sustainably, we can do it in a way that has the least impact on the environment, and we can do it in a way that the rest of the world wants to copy. As President Biden rushes to Europe to talk about global climate, we've offered bills that actually address the problem of carbon in the atmosphere. It's like the Trillion Trees Act that I've sponsored. Researchers said that if we planted 1 trillion trees across the globe, we could reduce 2/3 of the man-made carbon that's been put into the atmosphere since the beginning of the Industrial Revolution. This is something that's widespread, large-scale, economical, and could have a real impact. But Democrats don't want to talk about real solutions. If they did, we would be managing the forests better in the western United States that belch up millions of tons of carbon every year. We can't even get them across the line to do practical, common-sense forest management. Democrats continue to prove that Reagan's theory about their platform was not inaccurate. They're also showing us that they have a lack of leadership, or what leadership they have is incompetent. Republicans have real solutions for real problems, and it's time to put America first.